Welcome to the announcement time for the First Baptist Church of Belton and Heartland Christian School for May the 6th. We are busy at our school and church right now. There are a lot of things happening as we prepare to reopen, to have many of the activities going again. We want to make sure you're informed, that you have information that you need. Here at the First Baptist Church of Belton, Missouri, we have a Christian school called Heartland Christian School. And we want to make sure that our members of our church and people who attend our church here in the community and people who have been involved in many of those activities, people that are active in our Christian school, that everyone's informed, that we give people information that they need. And since we are not able to meet at this time, we're getting ready to return to those meetings, we want to make sure that you have information that you need. So first of all, for the church, we are planning to meet again together in worship this coming Sunday, May the 10th. It is Mother's Day. Our plan is to meet at 10:15 in the morning for our regular Sunday morning worship hour. We will have, in effect, some very stringent social distancing guidelines to help us to be as safe as we can possibly be in that setting. So we want to just make sure that you realize we are meeting again. For those of other churches that are not yet meeting and you want to attend, you're certainly welcome. We'd love to have you come. And then, of course, we would want you to return to your church as soon as your pastor begins to lead the church in worship services again. So those are important things for us, things that where we want to really encourage people. We want you to be sure and do the right thing. But at the same time, we want to obey the scripture and meet together in worship. We are planning to meet together for midweek worship services beginning next Wednesday, May the 13th, and that'll be each Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. So we encourage you to come and be a part of those worship services. It is a great time when God's people come together. And then we are planning to come back for our Sunday school, our Sunday morning Bible study, at 9 a.m. on Sunday, June the 7th. We'll go back into our regular Sunday school classes. And I know our people will rejoice in that, because those are important times. When you want to incorporate into a church, it's really good to find a small group that you can be a part of. And so our Bible study teaching program on Sunday morning helps people to get involved in the church and get to know people and to incorporate, be a part of what God is doing. So we know it's important for those times to meet as well. Other church activities, we're really streamlining at this time. We're limiting the time that we come together simply so we can protect our people and do our best to keep them safe. Now for the school, just a few things to mention to you. First of all, the school year is complete. We've completed the school year. We're going to be turning in books this evening, which I'm actually recording this on May the 5th. So it'll be this evening on May the 5th from 5 to 7. By the time this is posted, we'll probably be done, but we wanted to remind you that if you miss that time, that you can bring those by during regular office hours, and we'll make sure that things get turned in. Because I know there are books and uniforms and things, and we have some families that may have to miss for various reasons, and we want to make sure you still get those books, everything turned in. Teachers are beginning to put all those things into storage in preparation for the fall. We need inventory, so be sure and turn those in for us as soon as you can. Reminder too, you can get information from the school office for enrollment. You can do that at our website at hfministries.org. It is possible for you to enroll online. You can also call the church office at 816-331-1000 if you want to put your child in our Christian school. We are located on the south side of the Metroplex. The name of the school is Heartland Christian School. It's been in existence for 36 years, and we would love for you to come and talk to us about putting your child in our Christian school. You do not have to be a Christian or a church member to attend our school. Our school has an evangelistic mission, and we always want to reach out to people We just want to make sure that people hear the gospel, and so our school is very committed to that process, and we want to encourage you in that. If you want to enroll your child and you need information, the school handbook is online, and that's the best place to access it and get information that you might need about our school. Then on the 28th of May, you can come here to the church, and we will open the doors for an open house for our Christian school, which means that you can come in, you can meet with teachers, you can meet with administrators, you can take time to find out what it's really like here, get additional information that's helpful for your children, all of that on the 28th of May. And then there will be some times later in the summer, in June and July. We'll have more information for you on that later, where you can come by and have open house. So we'll have 3 open houses through May, June, and July for those who really want to come by and have a chance to talk with us and really get information. So feel free to stay informed. We want to make sure you have all the information you need. It is a difficult time. There are lots of rumors flying around about, what kind of information are people having to give when they, for example, we went to a restaurant yesterday. One of the restaurants in Belton opened, and we found ourselves being asked for our name and address in order to eat in the restaurant. And we had a problem with that. We told them we don't think that's a good thing. I do not do that here. We're not going to keep a list of the names of our people who come for worship. We're not going to begin that process. The problem you have with personal information is that in many countries, governments weaponize that information and they use it against their people. That's a concern for us. Now, it's not a major concern. We live in a constitutional republic, and we feel like, for the most part, many of our leaders, for the most part, are pretty solid, so we feel pretty good about it. But at the same time, we know that the privacy of our people is important. And one of the commitments we made many years ago is we don't give out private information on our members. And we don't give out information on who has attended and what date they've attended, ever. We don't give out phone numbers. We don't give out any personal information of our people, because we feel that if we do, that we break faith with them. Now, if they want to give out that information, that's their business. But I don't believe it's the business of the church to give out information concerning its own people. And I believe pastors need to protect that information. We need to be sure that we remember that our people's privacy is valuable to them. And if they're going to give out information, then it needs to be their decision to do so, and not our decision to do that for them. And so I would challenge all of our pastors, all of our churches, particularly in this area, but around our nation, don't give out that information. I don't think that's a good thing. And I don't believe it's a good thing even to keep that information. We're not going to be asking for people's names and addresses and keeping some kind of logbook. Now, I understand the importance for our healthcare worker leaders to try to get information, particularly if there's an outbreak. I understand all that, but I still believe that information has to be voluntarily given by members of the church, not by the church for its members. So that's how we're going to function here. We're just not going to give out private information, and we're not going to keep private information. So if you come to our church this Sunday on Mother's Day and you worship with us, we're not going to keep a record of your attendance. And we just want you to know that. That's how we function. That's what we believe is right. And we want to cooperate in every way that we can with our area leaders. But at the same time, we have to maintain our integrity as a people. So just letting you know that those things are important issues. We understand that they're important. We're certainly not trying to be a problem. But there are some things that we can do, and in some areas we can cooperate, and then in some areas, we might want to put on the brakes and say, well, we're not sure that's a good thing. And because we live in a free country, because we live in a republic, we have the right to do that. And I would remind our government leaders, you work for us. You have a responsibility to work for us. And While we may have differing opinions, that doesn't change your responsibility to care for and protect the people that you serve, even as I have that responsibility to do so. So we just want to share that information with you, make sure that you understand where we stand, what we believe is right. And we look forward to seeing you in worship this Sunday, and our Bible study will begin here in just a few minutes.